What's the deal? What's the deal? PolitiKan the podcast. We back again. Here at Riverside Studios. We finna get it in, man. I got the homies. I'm finna bring them in. We gotta chop it up. What's the deal, fools?
Yo, what's the deal, man? What's going on?
What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up?
Look at your boy, He's speechless.
He's
Here we
unbearable.
go. What
He
in
is
the hell is that?
unbearable.
Told y'all every time we talk about this particular topic, I'm going to put this on. And we keep talking about the same people over and over and over again.
Because you don't know how
what
many,
we're talking about, right?
how much ramifications that this stuff carries. So LeBron being out at least the next 16 to 20 games, and the way the Lakers are playing right now, do you really think that the Lakers will even make the playoffs, let alone do something with an old-ass injured LeBron and a 70% AD? This shit is crazy. Like, the Lakers are dead. They got that one little bubble championship. Anthony Davis never signed long term because he already knew that he probably got his one little chip and that was it. He's out of here. I think he's gonna be gone within the next 2 years, and LeBron gonna be an old nigga trying to, like Kobe was in his last years, just with a bunch of sorry players because they want to hold on to that nigga. Gene Buss already came out and said that they gonna hold on to LeBron as long as possible. So y'all got King's disease over there, man. Y'all stuck with LeBron James and the bubble championship. What you got to say, Ronnie?
Man, I'm sorry, Laker fans. I've been a lifelong Laker fan, but I ain't gonna lie, it's been tough to root for the Lakers when LeBron came over here, man. I just don't like the dude's game. Never been a fan of his game. Never been a fan of how he's been so overhyped over his whole career, playing in the weak Eastern Conference and stacking up a team and running through the Eastern Conference for 8 years with the best roster, and you're supposed to be the best player. So it's hard for me as a Laker fan. So right now, I can't root for the Lakers because I'll be fake. With that being said, LeBron James suffered a horrible ankle injury the other day, right? He did a sprain going the other way. That was bad. He's 36 years old. Don't think that he can just bounce back from an ankle injury like that and be straight. He's going to be putting strain on all his other joints and all his other parts of his body to compensate for that. And LeBron is smart. He's mindful of that. So mentally, will LeBron be all right for the playoffs? AD is suffering an Achilles injury. So the Lakers are in deep trouble because AD or LeBron won't be there for the next, 2-3 weeks. They could lose a lot of games. I still think the Lakers sneak in the playoffs, but it ain't no foregone conclusion that they even get to the finals. Laker fans, y'all be naive to believe that y'all are not in trouble.
Would that be on me now if we're going in order? All right, so to start off, if you look at the amount of money LeBron James has invested into his body, if an ankle sprain takes him out, he was a poor businessman. And we just talked last week about how his little, business ventures is taking him over to the Red Sox, right? To try to be, a part of the ownership of the Red Sox. So let's think about the Lakers for real. AD and LeBron are both hurt. They don't need to rush back because they're already, third or fourth in the West? As long as they don't get down to sixth, we don't have to worry about doing none of the little play-in games. That's the only thing we're worried about. The playoffs is all that matters. Anybody that cares anything about what's going on during the regular season probably don't have at least 6 championships because, Chicago has 6 and they're the third highest championship contending team in the league. You have the Lakers at 17, Boston at 17, Chicago at 6. So, considering we have 17 championships, we'll definitely take our bubble championship as a fan, and a sports enthusiast. We'll take our bubble championship and add it to the other 16, which is still more than the Clippers, more than the Nets, more than any team Derrick Rose has ever played on, and basically looking forward to the playoffs, AD will come back more than 70% because he's resting. There's no footage of him working out. There's no footage of him shooting, dribbling, doing anything because he's being quiet. LeBron James, once again, his money has been invested into himself. He's not going to worry about coming back this regular season. The only thing that'll make him come back is if we do get to like 7th seed, and then he'll come back to win the last couple games before the playoffs start. But I'm more than confident that when the trade deadline ends, we will have picked up some key factors, some key pieces that will have us contending for a back-to-back championship, regardless what anyone says. NBA analyst, NBA player, or fan of a team that's never done anything.
Oh, it's my turn. There's this famous book. I gotta make sure you get mine. There's this book for kids, and it's called Brown Bear. But I'm not a brown bear. I'm a gray bear. So it goes, gray bear, what do you see? I see no repeat for the Lakers. Everybody sing it with me. Gray bear, what do you see? I don't see a repeat for the Lakers. They weren't going to repeat anyway, man. Everybody knew that. Yes, you guys got your bubble championship when no KD played, no Steph Curry played, no Klay Thompson played. Who did y'all play against? Dame Leonard was injured. Bam was injured. Butler was injured. Everybody was injured. Right? But y'all still got that championship. Then y'all come out and say, we're going to repeat. And everything's looking like y'all ain't going to repeat. And then you said a critical thing, my brother. And what you said was, we are going to re-up and get some new tools. Whoa.
I did not say re-up. I did not say re-up.
You guys are going to do trades. Why do the Lakers have to do? Why do the Lakers have to do trades? You guys.
I didn't say re-up.
You guys in the beginning of the season said you guys were the best and you guys were going to repeat. So why do you have to change your roster if you guys are the best? That doesn't make any sense. Maybe you guys got to change your roster because you guys aren't really the best.
Why isn't Derrick Rose still with Detroit then?
Whoa. First of all, I never came on here and said Derrick Rose is playing for the best team in the NBA. I never came on here and said that Derrick Rose is going to repeat any championship. So the question goes back to you, my brother. And the question that the Bear wants to know, and the hungry Grizzlies want to know, is this: if you guys are the best team in the NBA, why do you have to switch your roster? Shouldn't everybody be switching their roster to compete with you guys? But why do you guys have to switch your roster? Could you answer that question for me?
Okay, Mr. Gray Bear. The question I get, the answer you might not understand. Everyone changed their roster after we won our bubble championship. And now, as the trade deadline comes up, it's not necessarily about the trades right now. It's about the potential free agents and also the picks that could be given up, because a lot of these players, like, say, for example, Andre Drummond, he's just a buyout. Once you buy him out, we wouldn't have to give up very much to get him. And yes, every great championship team, i.e. this 2009 Lakers championship team here, the only ones that mattered were the few down here, Kobe and Gasol and Oldham. We changed up the team when we won back-to-back in 2010. And as you can see with your sarcastic bear thinking that I wasn't prepared, I already had the 2009-2010 shirt on. So that way you could see the back-to-back retro coming at you.
That's a lie. The Lakers did not change up. The Lakers did not change up the team in 2000. The only change they made.
What was the only change?
I'm gonna tell it was Artest for a reason. It was the same exact team. Don't say they did not change shit. It was Artest for a reason.
Okay, but was there a move made?
But I heard,
But was that
It was
at the trade
correct me
Artest
if
for a
I'm
deadline? That
reason.
was
wrong.
not at
Hey,
the trade deadline.
Calum. Do you see, Calum? Do you see? I have all of them quiet. They had a lot to
No,
say at the beginning,
I
but
was
they
about to
kind of
speak.
quiet right
I
now.
heard, I heard, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard, isn't Dennis Schroeder or Bobby
Schrouder, yeah.
Schroeder or whatever he goes
Don't
by?
do that. Don't you do him like that?
That's who y'all
Isn't he on
relying
the
on
trading
now.
block?
Everybody's on the
No,
trading block when it
everybody's
comes
on
to
the
the
trading
Lakers.
block. And
Whoa,
Lakers have
time
They,
the
they,
Lakers have
time out.
the
How is
wait. What do you?
everybody on the trading
That's
block if
always
in the
been that.
beginning of the season
Listen,
you guys were a championship
no,
team?
no. Yajiketi, if you haven't paid attention to the Lakers since Kobe was on his downward spiral, RIP, we've always had everybody on the roster available to be traded because we were in rebuild stage, but we weren't going to sit up here and shut down the Lakers when Kobe was still carrying us. So once the torch was passed, Kobe retired. You saw a Laker team with LeBron James that had like Lance Stevenson, Brandon Ingram, I don't know, Lonzo Ball, Julius Randle. Three of the four players are still killing in the NBA. The other fourth one is killing overseas. And as the team continued to just adjust, the whole main focal point was getting a young star that could carry us further than just a couple seasons. That was Anthony Davis, and we kept Kyle Kuzma out of the four other, or him and the other four young stars, because we believe he had
Bum.
the most potential. Hey,
So
hey,
are you saying that your
Man,
core
Kyle
is
Kuzma ain't got
Anthony
shit.
Davis, Kyle Kuzma? Everybody else is on the trading block, but Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma, and
LeBron James.
LeBron.
That's not the
Yes.
Laker way, though. That's not the Laker way.
No, it's not. No. I know it's not
LeBron
the
has
Laker
came in
way.
and changed the Laker way. The Laker
I'm not happy.
they,
No, Ronnie,
no, I know,
I'm not happy with it.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying the Lakers culture has
Yeah.
been changed by LeBron James because the Lakers don't operate like that. When Kobe was in his prime, the last maybe 5 years of his prime, they didn't make a bunch of change. When they had the championship team, so they 2008 they lost, kept the same team. 2009 they won, switched out our tests for a reason, won, kept the same roster next year, lost, traded
and then that's when he got
for Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. That's it. It wasn't a bunch of swapping out. It was, you know what I'm saying? It now with LeBron, the thing with him is whenever he does not feel comfortable, he swaps up. Like I never seen a team like last year. Hold on. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. So if the Lakers, to me, last year, they were so dominant because Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, they were a dominant presence defensively. Like, McGee is goofy, but defensively, he was dominant. Dwight Howard was dominant defensively and on the boards, and then Rajon Rondo was dominant on the perimeter. He was a playmaker. He played big in the playoffs. He got steals. He was a mini LeBron when it came to passing the ball, and they lost that. They lost Danny Green's defense. He couldn't hit the broadside of the barn on offense, but his defense was key. The Lakers are weak on defense at the guard, and Marc Gasol is defensively at 36, nowhere near what Dwight and JaVale was. So I'm saying they made all these changes to a team that just won the championship. Why? You got weaker in my eyes.
I think they changed going for what was about to happen on the East as far as like with Brooklyn and everything, because they know faster than we know. But you're right, all those trades and all those different signs didn't make sense. The only thing I did like Schroeder over Rondo because he was a little bit more scoring, but Rondo's one of the top NBA or one of the top point guards to ever play now after winning with the Lakers and winning with Boston. But no, I was trying to cut you off to say the Lakers did look to try to trade Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom for CP3, remember? And, David Stearns had vetoed that. And I just think that with LeBron James and the fact of what he's been able to do in the league for so long, and once again, I'm not trying to dick ride because I cannot stand the man except for the fact that he's on the Lakers now, is that, and I don't mean, and I like the I promise stuff and what he's trying to do, but as a player, I feel like he could do more or could have done more up until this point. But anyways, it's more or less like, he's come in, he's ready to win again. If they lose this year, they're going to contend again for a championship next year. But I think what it is they're all in on this potential back-to-back because there's no longevity ahead looking at like potential draft picks because we gave them up. we're going to be up in the rankings as far as power rankings and all that. So we're not going to have a high draft pick or a lottery pick anyway. So it's like we need this championship just in case we can't get another one for 2 years. And I'm being realistic. Like Marcus All, you said, is a downgrade from JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. But if you look at what's available during this trade deadline right now, which ends tomorrow at 12 o'clock, there's a possibility that the Lakers get Andrew Drummond. If you look at Andrew Drummond, Andre Drummond, LeBron James and Anthony Davis down low, that is one hell of a problem.
Okay,
so
so
would you say
trade
you have to
deadline.
switch up your team to win a championship?
Let's get to the trade deadline. So
we're just going to stick with 17.
Speaking of the trade deadline, man,
17.
Long time Toronto Raptor Kyle Lowry is looking like he's on the trading blocks.
Yep.
You know, Victor Oladipo. Houston said he will be out of there by the end of the trade deadline. They're still shopping LaMarcus Aldridge, trying to get him out of there so that they don't have to buy him out. Where do you think that everyone's going to land? Because Kyle Lowry, like, where do you think Kyle Lowry will be best suited, and where you think is his landing spot?
Miami.
Lonzo Ball. You know, it's rumors that he might go to the Clippers. You know, it's a lot of heat of that conversation. Who do y'all think is going to actually go somewhere, and where do y'all think that they're going to go?
Well, I think Kyle Lowry will be better suited for the Clippers because they need a point guard. They need a point guard that can score with some experience, championship experience, and that reunites Kawhi Leonard and Serge Ibaka, who were part of that Toronto championship. That reunites them, so they got continuity and camaraderie together on playing for a championship. So Kyle Lowry will be nice with the Clippers. I think Kyle Lowry will also Lonzo Ball will also be nice for the Clippers. He gives them a big guard that can defend, that can hit the three, that can create. But I think I saw a report about Kyle Lowry going to the Lakers. I don't like that move for the Lakers. They already got Dennis Schroeder, so that'll be kind of redundant to me. So Andre Drummond, of course, is a key piece. If he lands with the Lakers or the Nets, that could tip the scales either way. If the Lakers end up being healthy, that is. Also LaMarcus Aldridge, another big body. He can go to Miami or somewhere like that needs the Clippers even, who needs another big body that could be in there and to defend and score. So if one of those moves happen, it could definitely tip the scales for one of these major clubs that just needs one more piece. But if Andre Drummond goes to the Nets, I'm sorry, y'all, it's over. They're going to sweep through the whole playoffs. They're not losing. Sorry.
I hate to follow up on that and say something different, but that's the truth. If Drummond ends up with New Jersey, it's a problem because you're looking at a starting five of all stars. Like that'll probably be the best starting five in NBA history. If you look at Kyrie, James Harden, KD, Blake Griffin, and Drummond, like that would just be ridiculous. Kyle Lowry with the Clippers, I didn't even think about that because I was kind of leaning towards him ending up with Miami and playing with Jimmy Butler, which I think would be really a really dynamic backcourt. But Kyle Lowry with the Clippers would be kind of crazy too. That would be three players from a championship team that really wouldn't even need any direction. I mean, Tyronn Lue knows what he's doing, but he was also coaching LeBron when he was a coach, so there wasn't very much he was saying. I don't know. They're still talking about LaMarcus Aldridge, or at least I'm feeling like they're still considering him going back to Portland, which I don't think is the best move because they still got Nikolovic or Nicolo. Well, I don't know what his name is, but they got somebody injured on the side. I don't know. I think Miami might pick up a few. I think they might end up getting Kyle Lowry and or LaMarcus Aldridge because they just picked up Trevor Ariza from. Trevor Ariza's with. No, isn't Trevor Ariza with Miami, Ronnie?
I think he is, but Trevor Ariza old ass. He ain't.
But he's a defender though, and you think about what Jimmy Butler did when he came back off of his injury, and now they're back, contending to be in the playoff or at least not in the buyout or buy-in place for the East. Miami, I think, is probably going to get the best players as long as the Lakers get Drummond. Just wishing and praying. Oh no, the Bear is gone. Gray Bear, where'd you go?
Oh, because we're done talking about the Lakers because the Lakers aren't going to be winning anything this year, which I already said that before.
Multiple times.
Before this
Yeah.
before this ever happened. Hey Drummond, you know what I'm saying? Hey Drummond, come to New York, baby. You know what I'm saying? There's rumors right now. You thinking about coming to New York? Come to New York. You know what I'm saying? We got a little squad on our hands right now. You know what I'm saying? We doing our thing. You know, Randall's killing the game right now. 67% from 3-point. You know what I'm saying? We losing by a couple points with these big teams and everything like that. Come to New York. Or don't sleep on the Bucks. I think the Bucks may get one more move. I mean, they got PJ Tucker.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get one more move to be able to try to stop the Nets because the Nets don't need nobody else. At the end of the day, only people that can beat the Nets right now are the Nets, are the injuries. That's the only team that can beat the Nets. I don't even care if you got Anthony Davis and LeBron James. You ain't beating the Nets. You ain't beating them. That's just what it goes down to. So at the end of the day, let's just hope they get injured so New York can take it, baby. Got you, D-Rose.
The Clippers have to make two moves. We have to get a point guard. We have to get another big man. Serge Ibaka and Nick Batum, is serviceable. But if we run into any real big team, Nick Batum is not going to be serviceable at the power forward position. He's just not. We can't rely on that to going forward. Winning some regular season games, yes. And in a 7-game series with it on the line, he's a liability out there. And we can't have, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely have to get another big man, and we definitely need a point guard, a distribution point guard, not a Lou Williams. We already got a scoring point guard sitting on the bench. We're going to go get somebody like Kyle Lowry. He's not really – I think that Lonzo is a better fit than Kyle Lowry because, he's going to defer. He's going to run the offense. He's going to get us out, moving fast on the break. He's going to – it's a lot of things that come with Lonzo as far as the way he runs the team and the offense. And we – the way we run an offense coming down right now, the point guard runs the ball down the court and then hands it to PG or Kawhi. And that's the end of it. You know what I'm saying? And going forward, we're not going to be able to win a championship by handing off the ball at half court to PG and Kawhi. That's just not going to do it as an offensive scheme. And I think that the Clippers know and understand that they have to go get a point guard before this trade deadline is over, and they have to get a big man in this buyout market.
Hey, DeRozan, come to Chicago, baby.
That would be a good look with Zach LaVine. But you know what? The Clippers are going to have to give up some pieces because even though they have the money to spend, you're not going to just – you're not like the Pelicans can't give up Lonzo Ball while he's basically having the best year of his career, and they get nothing for him. They already picked up –
but he's going to be a restricted free agent. He's going to be
next year.
Be a restricted free agent, exactly. So if you don't get rid of him, and eventually you're going to basically get rid of him for nothing. Because after the restricted free agent, he's going to be unrestricted. And even if you got to match a team, even if you match him, then what you going to do the year after that? You're going to be looking to trade him, whether it's this year or next year. You're looking to get rid of Lonzo because Lonzo is not going to re-sign. Lonzo is not re-signing.
No,
so
I know.
You got a year and a half. You got a year and a half to get off of this Lonzo or lose him for nothing.
But I wouldn't trade him for Pat Bev.
But you can't trade him for Pat Beverly because they already got Drew Bledsoe. They picked him up already, and they still got JJ Redick. So if you think about
Bledsoe, you've been fucking niggas' names up today.
Drew Bledsoe. Oh yeah, damn, I am. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe's already there. They still got JJ Redick, and they got somebody else on the bench that I don't know. He's like either a rookie or second-year player or whatever. But they're not going to. He's willing to
I
go
don't know.
anywhere other than being with New Orleans because he's a certified sniper and he's not getting anywhere in the playoffs.
So have y'all been paying any attention to the NFL? The NFL Combine is going down. After the whole Kaepernick shit, man, went down, the interest, as far as for me, has just been going down every year as far as the NFL. Are you guys even following the NFL? How do y'all feel about the stance of the NFL going forward?
I'm just making sure Russell Wilson don't get traded. That's all I care about. As long as he stay on my Seahawks, we good. Other than that, I ain't looking at no combine or anything.
Combine, not combine. This nigga, man, what is you on, fam?
Hey. See, it's not just me. It's not just me.
Hey,
I ain't alone.
First of all, don't correct my English. You know what I'm saying? That's my English. You know what I'm saying? So you knew what I was talking about. I told y'all I ain't watching none of it. You know what I'm saying? So if it ain't about the Seahawks, it don't really mean anything.
The Seahawks is boo-boo anyway, but you know what I'm saying? The NFL Combine is not interesting. It really, you got to be a hardcore NFL fan for that shit to be super interesting for you. And like you said, since the whole Kaepernick debacle, you know what I'm saying, it's been less and less interesting. And, you know, I haven't really been paying attention to it when, it's when the season starts, when I really start watching more, and even more when the playoff starts. You know, it's just been something. Now it's just annoying with this whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Tom Brady is great, but seeing this motherfucker win every year is getting irritating as fuck. So, you know what I'm saying? For me, the NFL just has lost a lot of excitement. There's no parity. You know, one man won a Super Bowl 7 of the last fucking 13 years or so, whatever it is. So it's just been whack to me. You know, Patrick Mahomes has brought excitement back to the NFL for me. I was a Dallas Cowboy fan, but you know, when the racist owner showed his true colors, I said fuck the Cowboys. So I'm still saying fuck the Cowboys. I'm a Rams fan, not as gung ho because I'm a new fan, but you know, it's just not the same for me. That's just me.
My team suck. You a Rams fan and my team suck? Oh, come on, bro.
Hey, I won't even lie to y'all. I'm a Raiders fan, true and true. I don't care who goes where or what happens. I've literally been sitting here not giving a rat's ass about any season since Tom Brady got away with the fumble or the incomplete pass that should have been a fumble or vice versa. I don't remember when we played in the snow. Yeah, there we go. So that shit pissed me off. We haven't done anything since. We lost to Tampa Bay when, you know, Gruden left us and went to Tampa Bay.
You didn't lose. You got smacked.
No. You got smacked. Boo boo.
No one asked you to bring up the details. It was a loss. When you look it up on our record, you know the Raiders lost that Super Bowl. Okay,
Raiders are Garbito. I feel sorry for you.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Warren Dunn just sit here and put us to work. Mike Allstott did his thing. Like it was terrible.
John
but
in that booty.
Man, shut up, shut up. So. Now I feel like with football, I think it's kind of cool to see some of these quarterbacks though with the combine, and it's also cool to see the linemen because if you notice, we've gotten like faster and faster and faster linemen where they're running like really quick 40s or whatever. But I think this is showing us that new football league with the Rock and everything it really might take our interest because last year everybody was they was tuning in before the pandemic hit. It was entertaining. Good prices on the tickets. You know what I mean? It was high quality, high intensity, like good players. Like you had players who played D1 football, players that played in the NFL, got cut, now they're playing there. Like even Johnny Manziel had a good little season last year for whatever league that was that he was playing. Yeah, I was like, I'm done with it.
Yeah, I don't want really. Football ain't really my bread and butter.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be my bread and butter either if the Seahawks was my team. You feel me?
Hey, didn't we get further than Hey, what was the Rams doing last year?
Okay. Going to the playoffs.
Oh, did they get further than? No, didn't we smack on y'all last year?
Can we move subjects?
All
Because
right,
my
man.
team didn't make the playoffs.
Let's
My team
move
didn't make the
on,
playoffs.
man. So they said that they found a white-tailed deer that tested positive for COVID. This late in the COVID game, man, it's like, is they still coming up with different scare tactics to try to scare us even further? Now, what they've done already, like I look at this as nothing but a scare tactic. Like, why are you releasing this information? So, next is gonna be a black-tailed squirrel, nigga, that got the COVID too, nigga, if that exists. Like, nigga, I don't know what the fuck gonna happen. What is your thoughts on this? Them finding animals with COVID-19 now. So now animals are gonna be contracting COVID-19. I think it's really just a ploy to get everybody vaccinated.
This is the first step in Wall-E 2.0. We're going to continue to be scared of COVID-19. Everyone's going to get vaccinated, and people are going to start to die off. And then they're going to get COVID anyway, even after getting the vaccine. And they're going to say, I don't know how we're supposed to get rid of this virus. I don't know how we're supposed to get rid of this disease. I don't know how we're supposed to protect people. And they're going to try to do some same shit like Wall-E, I'm telling you, and have us either on a cruise ship that's or a spaceship that's away from the Earth, and they're going to allow it to just disintegrate, deplenish, like we're already killing off the ozone layer. We're already having all the cool animals that we saw when we were kids are now becoming extinct or endangered. They're trying to control us so that money ends up becoming non-existent because United States is in so much debt, and we're going to get fat, lazy, and the world's going to end. Well, not the world, but at least United States. I'm just being honest. Watch Wall-E. Watch Wall-E. I promise to God, I put money on it right now. Next Wednesday, I'll cash app all three of you black men $25, so that'd be $100 out my pocket. If you watch Wall-E and you tell me that it doesn't seem like exactly what the fuck we're going through right now, beginning to end,
I'll tell you that.
That'll be 75 out your pocket, not 100. Math got a little twisted. That'll be 75 out your pocket, not 100.
Damn it, it was 4 of us. I was gonna pay myself to watch.
You gonna pay yourself too?
I was gonna pay myself. Just to save myself for fucking. Hey, Ronnie, just to save myself for fucking up the math.
Hey, I'm
gonna say it doesn't. I'm gonna say it doesn't. That Wall-E doesn't go, so I can get the $25.
Oh, see, this nigga about to get him for his bread.
Nah,
damn,
I'm gonna make.
Anyways,
you guys gonna have to give me a 3-page essay too. Email it. Mr. Armstrong 32.gmail.
I think it is a scare tactic because they just came out with a couple weeks ago. I think the California school district is suing because they're trying to make the teachers get vaccinated, and you have to get vaccinated to be able to go to work. And the teachers are pretty much like, hell no, I'm not getting vaccinated. So they got to do something to keep us scared, because if the teachers win that little thing where you don't have to get vaccinated, that's going to mess up a lot of people in their little programs, trying to make everybody get vaccinated. You know, hey, what's his name? Bill Gates, you know, he decided to step down from Microsoft last year for some reason. And he's heading and he's helping out, and he's over here talking about the vaccine and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I never knew Bill Gates to be any type of scientist or doctor. So I don't know why he in the room with Fauci. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta find a way to keep us scared. And saying now animals got COVID, you know, now next your dog, your Chihuahua, you know, your little Rottweiler, we all gonna have COVID.
He said we all gonna have COVID. Man, here we go with the bullshit. So first they said black people couldn't get COVID. Then they said only old people get COVID. Then they said animals are exempt. Now we got a deer with, man, if they don't get the fuck out of here with this shit, like this shit is getting out of hand with this COVID shit. They talking about Now animals get COVID. I haven't heard any spike talks or anything like that, but the world is opening back up. If this shit is so dangerous, why the fuck are we opening the world back up? Why? Because you want to push the vaccinations. Oh, they said people aren't going to be able to be forced to take the vaccinations. True, but there's always loopholes and ways to incorporate things, especially when it comes to the fucking government. They can incorporate anything. So do see stuff, for instance, like you can't go to the sporting event without a vaccination. You can't go to a movie theater without a vaccination. You can't go eat dinner without a vaccination. They're basically going to shut you in the house, make you quarantine, or get a vaccination. So you're going to have two choices. Everybody going to be backed into a corner until they get this motherfucking vaccination. That's just the way it is. Or we fight against it and do some other shit. So yeah, they're going to keep on bringing these motherfucking new things about COVID-19, saying this could do this and this. Next thing you know, they're going to say all the clothes got COVID-19 and we catching it through our nuts and shit. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just done. I'm tired of it. I can't wait till this shit is over. Somebody needs to do something.
And my question is, out of all, where did you get a deer from? Like, you were just walking down the street or something, and it was like, let's test this deer. Let's just walk down the street, find this white-tailed deer, and be like, wow. Let's test this deer and say it got COVID. I don't know. Where you get the deer from? Why did you test the deer?
That's some real shit. Like, that don't make no sense.
No.
So one thing that sparked the conversation earlier this week is I seen Kel Mitchell's ex-wife from Kenan and Kel, one of our childhood nostalgic, figures. We all grew up on him. His ex-wife is saying that he owes $1.5 million in back spousal and child support. She claims that he made $800,000 last year, and he just bought a home worth $600,000, and that she's homeless and he hasn't paid anything for or taken care of his children for the last 10 years. So now he was down and out. He wasn't getting no money. But now that he back up, he made $800K, she's coming for his pockets. Do you feel like the child support laws are feasible? And do you think that the amounts that these women are getting allotted make sense?
No, they don't make sense. I mean, you got to start off thinking, why is she asking for that much amount of money now after 10 years? So why didn't she take him to court any time before these 10 years? Why couldn't he have been paying on child support when he first got done with Nickelodeon or whatever? Like, it doesn't really make any sense. And hopefully he didn't, fuck over all his money, considering he started at a young age and then, still had little appearances on like Nickelodeon shows as like, not necessarily as Kel, but just, he would show up over the last, like, I say maybe 5-6 years. I've seen him on a lot of shit with, at least with having kids, but the amount of money doesn't make sense. Like, if she was saying, like, there's been women like Dr. Dre's wife where, they're asking for like tens of thousands of dollars or $100,000 every few months, where it's like, what are you really doing? Like, if you factor in a car, if you factor in your mortgage, all your utilities and kids' food, and including your own, that's not feasible, like you said. And then if you're living a flashy lifestyle, you shouldn't have to pay for your wife or your ex-wife to continue to get her feet done every single day or her eyebrows done every single day, when in reality she didn't really do anything to make that money. It was more or less them as being one. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't work as much as my wife works. If we got a divorce, I'm not going to sit here and ask her to pay me money because, oh yeah, I was making this amount reffing, but you was making more being a store manager. So yeah, pay me for my kicks, basically, since I can't buy any right now. Like, that's stupid. That don't make sense.
Well, I think it's with the whole child support thing, it has been a twisted law for so many years to me. I mean, it hasn't. I looked at it from a different perspective about 8 years ago, I had a huge debate with a couple of people, and we were talking about Diddy and the money he was paying to his baby mama. It was something crazy, like $30,000 a month or something like that, 40,000 a month or something like that. And I had a big debate about it. But years later, I have a new perspective. I look at it different. Having to have my kids, as much time as I have them full time, 90% of the time, I understand a lot of where these single mothers are coming from. What you're not realizing, if the facts are true to this shit, this motherfucker ain't done shit for his kid for 10 years. I don't give a fuck. I ain't got no sympathy for that. Like, if you believe in the Bible, it say I'm paraphrasing. It says something like, someone that don't take care of their family, whoever don't take care of their kids is worse than an infidel. An infidel is a non-believer. An infidel is a non-believer. God don't fuck with you if you don't take care of your kids. So why should I fuck with you? If you don't take care of your kids for 10 years, yeah, you are her 1.5 million. It's hard throughout the year having to be the sole responsible for providing, feeding, taking care of the kid, making sure they're doing good in school, making sure their mental health is up because their daddy is away, having to deal with all the shit. That shit is worth a lot of money. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. So I'm not saying it's like when you give somebody homeless a $5, you being a good person. You're not in their pockets trying to see what they did with that $5. If you are, you ain't real. It ain't none of your business. You did your job giving them for the $5. So the woman that's taking care of your kids and you ain't helping, and you making all this bread, living a lavish lifestyle as a nigga, why wouldn't you want your kid living a lavish lifestyle too? Any fucking way, first of all. So if you're making all this money and you're not paying, hell yeah, she deserves that 1.5 million. Shit, give her 2.5 million, bitch ass nigga, not taking care of your kids. I ain't got no sympathy for it.
Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? Give me my 1.5 million. No, I actually, I agree with Ronnie on this one. I think I don't know much about the child support system because I'm not paying child support, right? But I do believe that. Okay, let's say a guy has to pay 25% of his check to his baby mama. All my money that I got goes straight to my kids. All of it. Every time they hungry, I don't have to pay 25%. I got to pay everything. So it kind of sort of is like one of those, man, you kind of got it easy because you only got to pay like 25%. Or let's say you got to pay a little bit more. I got to get like full-time daddy ain't no joke, Facts, so I'm full-time daddy. I'm paying more than what you paying on child support.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you paying on child support. Full-time daddy, you paying more. Facts. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now it goes, I'm paying more than you, and I'm full-time daddy. And then you ain't even paying 25%, not 10%, not 5%. You ain't paying nothing. Nothing. Not a thing. And okay, yeah, you were down on your luck and everything like that. But guess what? I was down on my luck too, and I had to get my EDD. And guess where my EDD money went to? My kids. So I'm still having to pay. And you get to walk away and not pay anything? Man, I don't care if she's getting her nails done. Maybe she need to get her nails done because she ain't able to de-stress herself because she taking care of your kids and you being a deadbeat. Don't know if you a deadbeat or not, but if the facts are the facts and saying that you did not take care of your kids, you a deadbeat. And if you a deadbeat, like pay your money. At the end of the day, that's your legacy, bro. And if you ain't gonna take care of your legacy, like, and you making 800K, like, come on, bro. And your kids over here, like, starving or whatever the case. I don't care how much money you actually make. Like the whole thing with Diddy and everything. Like these celebrities' money, it may seem like a big amount of money to us because we don't got it. But to them, it could be a couple dollars. So pay up, bro. Take care of your kids.
No, the reason why I said it that way is not that I don't think deadbeat dads don't deserve to pay their dues. It's just I want to hear both sides. I want to hear all the facts on the table, and I want to hear what the end result's going to be, because it's hard for me to believe that somebody that we watched that was all about kids and entertaining kids as he was a kid. I mean, if he hit hard times, he ended up fucking with drugs and being somebody that he didn't even recognize in the mirror. That's one thing, but it's so difficult to process that he went 10 years of being a father and did nothing for his kids and didn't contribute a dollar towards their lifestyle or how they were living or anything. If in fact it comes out that way, then Good Burger, Good Burger Ed got to go. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can watch it for what it was, but who he is isn't what you can respect. It's just at the same time, when it came out, just like me and Caleb talked about earlier, it was like the way it was presented was like, wow, what exactly is going on here? Like, you're not coming in on some, like, look at my kid. Like, Dwayne Wade's first baby mom pulled that holding a sign in the streets, I'm homeless, my husband or my baby daddy used to be an NBA star, and we saw what happened that direction. I don't know if this is sincere, or if this is a ploy to try to get something even relevance. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know. But at the like y'all got me saying it right now. At the end of each and every day, we know children are the future, and we should focus on them. So if you're a dad, you do your shit. If you're a mom, you do your shit. If you're uncle, auntie, whoever, you got to handle your business. It's just, I hate when people throw in, like, I have a hard time processing how she's going to drop in right now. Like, oh yeah, he ain't did shit for 10 years. And I'm just now saying something about it. We were homeless and I didn't do nothing. Like, she didn't swallow her pride any time before now to go after him to get money. I would have, if it was me and my wife, I love her to death. But if we divorced and me and my kids ended up in the street, I'm going to TMZ if she's a celebrity, and you're going to cash me out, because she's not. You're going to give me what I need so my kids can survive, because I'm trying my best and I can't get it. That's when you know somebody's really coming from a place of sincerity, is when it's not, it's not weighted. It's now, and the pride is being swallowed. I love the fact that her picture was stylish.
No, that's real.
Now, for me, I think that, like you said, it was the way that it was, she came across, because it's a lot of these trapper baby niggas, bitches out there that go for niggas in the industry and athletes and just people in general. But what doesn't make sense to me is that the dude that makes 30,000 is got the same rules as a dude that makes 30 million. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be like taxes. It needs to be a bracket system where, depending on how much your income, the rules change. You can't just lump everybody into one thing and say that the guy working at In-N-Out should pay the same as the guy that made 300 billion. The guy that made 300 billion is not the same person working at In-N-Out. He did a lot more shit to deserve his 300 billion. And for you to just give the woman a percentage of what, because she had a kid with you, is not fair to that man, because you don't know what he had to do to make what it's just Dr. Dre. He spent 9 hours on one stem of a beat. He's taken 3 years to make an album. That's time and effort that of his life that he can't get back. Just for her to get 20%, 30%, 100,000 a month because she was with him, that to me doesn't make sense. It's not feasible. How can the dude making 30,000 be stuck with the same rules as a dude making 300 million? The child support system is broken and it needs to be fixed.
But take it from this point though, like how you said with Dr. Dre, right? Let's say he's making working 10 hours on a beat, right? Or it takes 3 years to do that. You think he will be able to do that if he had full custody of his kid? Who's taking care of his kid? Right?
Well, Dr. Dre's kids are all like super grown now, though.
No, I'm just taking this. I'm just taking the scenario.
I get what you're saying.
I'm taking the scenario as in me doing this right now. Me getting on here at 7:00, chopping it up with you guys. Who's taking care of my kids? I'm not. Right. I'm working, right? So that has to play a part in it where, yeah, you making the bread or whatever the case may be, or you got to go do your thing. But when you full-time daddy, let's say my wife wasn't there and I had to take care of the kids, you got to balance your kids. You got to balance getting on this podcast. You got to balance editing. You got to balance doing X, Y, and Z, where when you have that person, if you have that person, baby mama or not, if that person is taking care of your kid and you able to go do X, Y, and Z, you only able to do X, Y, and Z because you don't have to balance like that. Like, that's why I think Ronnie said he full-time dad and he got to do everything. You got to commend that man because right now he doing this. So, you know, like you got to.
But question for you, y'all. But look, this is the thing though. If we're using us, but if we stick with Dr. Dre, what if within those 9 hours that he has to do what he's doing, it's either during the time that the kids are asleep, so she's not necessarily watching them, or what if it's during the time they're at school, and because he's made the money that he's made for such a long time, they have a maid, they have a nanny, they have a gardener, they have a pool boy, they have a personal assistant for him and her. So it's kind of like, I get where both of you guys are coming from, but when you really sincerely think about the tax brackets, right? If a guy at In-N-Out is only making like say $30,000 a year, he had a kid with a woman, or a guy got married, had a kid, and they're taking out 25% of what he makes. It's like, okay, I understand. But if she's doing nothing but collecting that money, that then makes it harder on the child because she's not doing her part to contribute towards the child's success. So it makes both people accountable, but in some cases, only the man is taking the hit if the man is doing the right thing. When the man's not doing the right thing, he has to go 100% in or take his punk ass to jail or get beat the fuck up. I mean, I'm with you on that. But literally, when you think about the way this all came out, there was so many opportunities before now, even when he first came back on to Nickelodeon, that he could have literally got aired out. And she could have got money right then and there. Like, oh, you're helping other kids feel better about themselves, but you're not even taking care of your own.
Well, maybe she didn't want to go public. Maybe she made several attempts privately to do something, and maybe it didn't work.
Bro,
we don't know how it all transpired.
But you know, we're the unicorn men, Ronnie. The four of us are unicorn when it comes to men. Right. But we're talking about women who scrap and fight for their kids. My mom aired the fuck out of my dad. Yeah, and she sat there, only took $200 worth of child support and literally made him pay tuition for school.
But what I'm saying is, I know some women do that, but a lot of women don't want to go that route. Like, you know, I know a lot of single mothers, a lot of them, and a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't want to go that route originally. You don't want to have to do that. A lot of them had a bad experience with niggas, and they still be loyal to the niggas. Like, they won't put them through the shit. They won't put them through child support. They won't ask them for shit. These women are raising their kids on their own, and these niggas ain't doing shit. And
but we're talking about average. But we're talking about average cats. 9 out of 10 women, when they mess with a celebrity, it don't matter where they come from, how tight their morals are. When they think about it, like, not only is my livelihood not being met the way it used to be, because if you're living that type of lifestyle when you're a celebrity, it's the best. But your kids are being affected by it. So it's like, why wouldn't you swallow your pride for them?
Well, the men, we got to take responsibility. Stop.
Oh no, stupid. I know.
I know. What I'm coming from another point is, man, stop busting it in all these bitches. Like, what are you doing? Like, nigga, you got to learn. You got to know who you having a damn baby with. You a celebrity. You got a bag. You got to be smarter. You could. It's hard to tell when somebody is genuine. Right. So stop fucking barebacking everybody and busting everybody, man. Stop doing that stupid, goofy ass shit. So you won't run into these problems. Only do that to somebody that's been rocking with you and you're gonna build a life with. So that's your fault if you had a baby by a raggedy woman or a bitch or whatever, and she did some dumb shit to you and took all your money and put you, nigga. You could see those signs in the beginning if you pay attention. You so infatuated with the pussy or the ass or whatever you infatuated with that you don't see that shit. So that's your fault for being stupid. I take responsibility.
And at the end of the day, it took you 10 years. Like, if this is true, 10 years to even thinking about helping out your seed. It took you were so oblivious for 10 years to go like, oh, okay, cool. Like, hey man, she got it. I don't forget it. I ain't gonna do no Zoom call. I ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it comes out that okay, now he got the money and now she after the bag, okay, that's one thing. But if there's nothing that comes out where he can come out and be like, yo, whoa, don't get it twisted. Yeah, I got the money now, but I was still sending my kids like homemade cards, or I was still trying to talk to my kids every day. It sounded like it's been 10 years and he was ghost. That's a different ballgame.
Yeah, and that's why this is such a touchy situation, because we have a perception of who Kel was from Keen and Kel, Good Burger, all that. You know what I mean? Like that's hard to say. Do we really know his character? And then when you look at the way it was presented now, it questions her character. But the one fact between this scenario and any scenario with children, or even taking a step up and manning up or womaning up, if two people lay up in a bed and make a baby, it's both of their responsibilities to raise the baby. So that's all I got to say about that. I'll leave it alone because we can go all day about this shit. Cause we passionate fathers and uncles and shit about our children.
All right, so we got to get to politics, man. So the Trump family is now going to be the new Kennedys, man. Lara Trump, Trump's daughter-in-law, Eric Trump's wife, is talking about she's looking to run for Senate. And I don't know in what state or what seat, but it is rumored that she is going into politics. And Trump Jr. might be right after his father going into politics. They're going to be a family of politicians, it's looking like. So not only is Trump not going nowhere, but now his family members are starting to look to get into politics. What are your thoughts on this shit?
Oh my God. Here the fuck we go. Trump Jr. As if we ain't had enough bullshit from Trump Sr. Like, come on, man. Are you serious? We really gonna do this? And this is the thing about these old white presidents, man, and just white supremacy, period, man. Yes, you put your seeds into it so they could continue the fuckery. Well, there was George Bush and George Bush Jr. And, although the Kennedys had some good intentions, there's a lot of those motherfuckers. There's a lot of, what I'm saying, they definitely want to pass down and keep the bullshit going. All these juniors, and then why Trump Jr.? You're the same as Trump, so you want to keep the fuckery going that he did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm disgusted by the whole thing. But then again, on the second note, I don't trust the whole the government system anyway. It's all a bunch of bullshit anyway. I think they all low-key in cahoots with each other any damn way, and have a face of the president is just a face to put blame on shit. But they have a whole system on how they do shit. That's a whole nother topic. So it's goofy. It's a circus. It's a clown thing that's going on with this Trump Jr. shit, and it's just gonna be there for shock value.
I agree. I really thought, they didn't tell us all of our history in the first place, but I really thought it was a lot harder to get into these positions than what it seems like in 2019 and 2020 and 2021. Like I thought, like, I was taught that you gotta put in some work. Like, the history I got, I was like, well, damn, first of all, because I'm black, but I was like, damn, even if I wasn't black, I ain't never gonna be president. It's hard to be president. Nah, you gotta be mayors and do all this other stuff. Nah, man, that's too much work. No wonder they owe when they get into presidency. But now, hearing all this, I'm like, damn, y'all jacket 2022, baby. Like, I can put my name up in this ballot, get my social media lit and go from there. I can be president now. So if y'all see my name on the ballot, vote for your boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, hell no.
Hey, I'll
I'm
keep
gonna
it
let
above.
you take. You won't have to
Go
take
ahead,
a vaccine, Ronnie. I won't let you take a vaccine, baby. Yeah, you can.
Y'all just getting too crazy. He gonna have everybody making pornos and shit.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Get everybody
my
to the
gosh.
bread. Get everybody to the bread.
Nah, you can't make porn because porn is free.
Hey, he
OnlyFans. You gotta make OnlyFans.
like Kendrick said,
Exactly.
let me get some head inside the residence, man. He gonna let me get some head in the White House, man. Y'all just kidding for president.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you, bro. Hey, we bringing higher learning to the White House, baby.
Hey,
Let's
higher
get it.
learning. I'm getting dome from everybody in the White House. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
See,
I got you.
y'all.
Only thing that ain't gonna be welcome in my White House is that Laker and yellow and gold.
Oh, that
I'm
go.
gonna
Whatever.
ban that.
Anyway,
That's the
like
first
this.
thing I'm banning.
Anyways, y'all, you be president. I'll just be the mayor. And that's why I sarcastically started. I actually went with it. Y'all Jaquette joked about it. He was like, "Man, you care so much about your community. You're like the mayor. You care more about your community than the mayor." And I looked it up. And I was like, well, damn, I'm just a couple years away from running for mayor if I wanted to. Shit, well, I might as well. You know what I mean? Like politics, I think, is a lot like what nonprofit organizations, because that's what United States is. United States is. And so the people who have the most control are the ones that we don't see. And the people who are the ones that we're supposed to lay blame on are the ones we see often. And if you really think about it, Donald Trump would be the LeVar Ball of politics. If he allows his daughter-in-law, his son, his nephew, his wife, everybody to jump in and use his name to help boost his own name because he's about him. If it would have been his daughter's boyfriend, he wouldn't put his name on it. The fact that like is his daughter-in-law, like, yeah, honey, go ahead. That would be a great idea because you know I'm going to run in 2024. So you can run 2022. You can get in the Senate. We can work our way up. They're putting together all these plans. He's like, after I run in 2024, I'll be out by 2028. Son, you'll be ready to run. Bam, let's go. It's not even monopoly. He's thinking about his legacy like as if he's going to live forever through his name, which is fine. Because I don't think he's going to become president, or his son will. He probably will in 2024. And I hate to say it, but we all know the inevitable. As soon as his name's on the ballot, everybody's going to jump on board again.
Not if my name's on there.
Hey, I'm voting for you if you go. I'm your vice president, bro. What are you talking about?
This
Like,
nigga
what are you
Trump
talking
is
about?
not going nowhere. And real shit, it's just gonna get ugly, man. It's gonna get real ugly for the Democrats. But we finna see what happens, man. But let's get shout outs before we get up out of here, man.
Shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to the Lakers. And then shout out to all you gentlemen. Shout out to the movie Wall-E by Disney that they will be watching by next Wednesday. Shout out to PolitiKan Broadcast. Shout out to Yaji Kedid and Brand of Encouragement. Shout out to the 661 because we're from the dirt and we're here to make some noise. Ugly dance moves.
Oh, my turn. Shout out to the PolitiKan Podcast. Shout out to Focus on the Future, Running Wild, Brand of Encouragement, Man Things. Shout out to my boy Ronnie. Shout out to everybody watching. On that last note, hey girl, talking to my wife. There's this famous song that came out.
Here we go.
Girl, I'm gonna quote this famous song for you. And it goes a little something like this, girl. Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob. Check in with me and do your job. Lay on the bed and give me head. And I'll skip to the other part. And I want you to pay attention to this. Lick on my butt. Natural curly hairs, please don't touch. Love you, girl.
Oh, shit. Hey, what's up with fam, man? Shout out to Brand of Encouragement. Y'all just get his crazy ass. You know what I'm saying? Shout out for my man Al. Focus on the Future. I see what you're doing. Been watching your social media, man. What you're doing is huge, man. Love it, bro. Shout out to the PolitiKan Forum, of course. Shout out to M16, the great man. Just had a great mom interview, and he dropped some bars on us. So y'all gonna see that pretty soon on the Higher Learning Podcast. Shout out to the staff of the Higher Learning Podcast. Shout out to Brittany, who's recovering right now, but she made it through. Shout out to Tez the Great, Devery, Janelle, and shout out to all the fans who've been following us, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. So I remember when I first met you, I was a kid, and I was Instagram live with this dude, and Alvin jumped on. Alvin just loved to argue. That's why I got this nigga on the podcast. So this nigga was he was in the chat box like, oh, nigga, you need to talk to me. This nigga don't know what he's talking about. So I was like, you know what? Next week, nigga, I'm gonna have your ass on here. Let me see what the fuck you talking about, man. And just to look up, and it's like, when was that? This is like,
it's almost been a year. Like when you hit me on that Instagram, was like, hey, I want to do an interview of you. It's been almost a year, bro. It's been almost a year. I've been going crazy over that.
And just looking at how much everybody has grown from over the years. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, I was listening to the Drake song earlier, Mob Toss, and he had a bar that stuck with me. He said, you could lead the leading in scoring, but look at my assists. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, that shit was hard. Like,
you put us on, bro.
I love everything that y'all niggas is doing, man. Keep going, man. We finna take this shit bigger than ever. PolitiKan the podcast, man. I don't know what y'all gonna do, but I'm gonna get to it, man. Let's get up out of here.